Fear, like fungus, grows best in the dark. Fear is what surrounds the fantasy role-playing game Dungeons & Dragons. The players, mostly teenagers, have been categorized by some detractors as drug-using, satanically driven beings. We thought you'd like to meet some Victoria teenagers who play D&D, watch an actual game in progress, and hear their side of the story.
They followed the directions on a map, and they went to this temple and invaded the temple. And from there, they avoided a lot of traps and a lot of monsters, and got to the heart of where their treasure was, or their objective for this game. And they had a ultimate climax at the end, was an encounter with a real powerful monster that they had to defeat in order to win it. And finally, they did. But unfortunately, they destroyed their treasure all at the same time, so they didn't gain too much.
Okay, I play the stock D&D character. All I really was a fighter. I was a human fighter, which means I don't really have any special abilities or anything. The only thing that was good about my character is I had a +5 sword and a +5 suit of armor, which means that anytime you rolled a hit, which is roll the dice to see if you hit a monster, I had 5 extra points on the dice, which means that I was a lot more probable to hit than anybody else. What I get out of it is just, it's like an escape from reality in a way. Rather than go out and pick a fight with somebody else or, you know, scream at somebody else or yell at somebody else, you can play D&D and you can escape you can get all the tension out of your body. Like I say, I like to fight in the games. Rather than go out and try to pick a fight with somebody in real life, I can come here and take out all the fighting that I want to do. If it's been tough at work or something, you're able to play it out in the game. So it's a lot less violent way, really, of relieving your tensions than most anything else is.
It's a role-playing game, so it's really no different than taking part in a play or being an actor or an actress. I don't see what the controversy is over it. It gives people a chance to be something they normally can't, or they can't at all.
It's more than just a regular game. You get to use your imagination. That's the big point in it.
There's a common misconception about the Dungeon Master, and that is that he plays the role of God, okay? Well, that's not true. What the Dungeon Master's real role that he plays is the role of fate. He determines, you know, what could happen outside of the die roll. Sometimes you're going to have something that you're going to want to fit into your campaign that's ultimately going to happen no matter what, to fulfill a prophecy or whatever, and the Dungeon Master can twist these things to happen in the way he wants it. He has the ultimate authority if there's any arguments, you know, if there's any indiscretions or anything. The Dungeon Master is the ultimate authority, and he's the referee. Another misconception about the game is that it was just something that some guy made up, you know, to make a lot of money and to warp a lot of minds. Well, that's not the truth, and how it really evolved was from the fantasy genre of fiction. You know, most notably like Tolkien, and who wrote The Lord of the Rings, The Hobbit, and so forth. And what these guys did was say, well, you know, a lot of people have been enjoying this. It's good escapism. Let's try to make this literature into a game.
Probably the biggest misconception about the game is that you can portray evil characters, demons, gargoyles, and the sort, but the main purpose of the game is to defeat evil, not be evil.
Tonight's game, David and I both survived. That's the whole object of the game. It's not money, it's not anything else. It's like Malcolm was saying earlier, survival. David and I survived tonight, so we won the game. We didn't get rich from it, we didn't get anything, we got a lot of tension out of it, but we survived, and that's all it is. It's kind of like trying to cope in everyday life. You have to learn how to survive. And that's all we did, and we had a great time doing it.
Thanks for being with us on the Sunday night